easy to break up and do it yourself.
There we go.
They all can create up by.
I had to have things to make the best content I can.
Years ago, when
Hey, we like to have fun on this channel, don't we? Hope you guys enjoyed that intro. So today we were talking about the House of the Dead Overkill. And by the way, how are you guys doing? It's been a while. It's been a hot New York minute since I put out a video. I've just been really busy the last week and a half. As a matter of fact, I haven't had a lot of time to game. I've been able to chip away at this. It's not a long game, so I was able to complete it the other night. So I wanted to do a quick little video on this game. And before we get started on that, beer of the day, La Bite et Tibi IPA. Cheap Quebec French beer with a little rabbit on the label because I can't speak. So, yeah. Speaking of beer, speaking of House of the Dead, you know, I watched a video from Retro Rob maybe a month ago, and he was talking about light gun games for the Nintendo Wii, and that's what really piqued my interest on this game, because Retro Rob highlighted it, and he also highlighted the House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return for the Wii. So I was really excited to get my feet wet, dip my toe in the water of light gun games on the Wii. So fast forward, you can see how dusty this is here. I'm all over the place here. Gaming Off the Grid, okay? They put a video out a long time ago, maybe a couple years ago, talking about how this game was the genesis for their channel. Wes and Robert love this game. And also, Gaming Off the Grid, if you're watching this video, they do beer of the day as well on their channel. I'd like to see Gaming Off the Grid do wine of the day. I'd like them to sort of pivot and start showcasing different types of wine on their channel. It's just a request. You don't have to do that. So, yeah, I was just really hyped for this game, and I went out. I was in Kingston a couple of weeks ago, and I managed to pick this game up for $30 Canadian. And I think I picked this up for $35. And the thing is I'm not quite sure what Retro Rob uses when he plays these games. I don't know if he just uses the Wiimote or if he's got a gun accessory for his Wii. But with Gaming Off the Grid, they like to talk about a specific light gun accessory called the Perfect Shot. And I lucked out a couple of weeks ago and I was able to find one on the classifieds. I have it here. Now I noticed Gaming Off the Grid uses the black Wiimote, which I think has the Wii Motion Plus built in. But it's my understanding with Wii games, if the game doesn't support Wii Motion Plus, you can use a Wii Motion Plus controller all you want. It's not going to enhance the accuracy of the reticle, if you will. That's neither here nor there. But I picked up a Perfect Shot, and there's supposed to be like a little orange piece on here that sits on top of the controller so that when you move it up and down, the controller doesn't come loose. Well, I'm an idiot, and I broke that piece off. I snapped it in half. So I took this rubber band here and I just simply put it on here like this, and it works. It works, okay? It works. So we're all over the map here. So I put on House of the Dead Overkill, and you guys can see my setup here. We take for granted, but the Wii, if you're not a fan of the Wii or you don't have a Wii and you think it's, something of a bygone past, whenever it came out, what was it, 2007, 2008? Think again. If you were to buy a Wii and pick up specifically the light gun games, it's well worth your time because you don't have to have a CRT to have that light gun experience with the Wii, let me tell you. So, House of the Dead, Overkill. I'm a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, George Romero, the Dawn of the Dead, the Day of the Dead, the Night of the Living Dead movies. I'm a huge fan of the horror genre and zombie films in general. So when you take all of that and you put that together, you're left with the House of the Dead Overkill. This is a wild game. I had so much fun. I felt like I was in the arcades playing this game. It's an on-rails light gun shooter. There's 7 stages. You can beat this game in a night. It's not too difficult. And I just had so much fun playing this game. But I do have to stress, again, like what Gaming Off the Grid talks about on their channel, you definitely need to pick yourself up a light gun accessory, or get the perfect shot because it works really well and it's relatively inexpensive to pick up. Last I checked, I could be wrong on that. There's a host of Wii gun accessories you can get online. We're not going to talk about it too much here, but it's worth checking out as well. But yeah, House of the Dead Overkill. Wow. What else can be said about this game? This is really off the cuff here, but yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this game. I have a couple of little gripes that I'll leave at the end. But yeah, overall, the game is just long enough for me. It was long enough that it just satisfied my itch for a light gun game. I used to play these games in the arcade back in the day. As a matter of fact, I may have played the original House of the Dead in the arcades back in the day. But yeah, so you have 7 stages. Now, if you pick this up for the PS3, there is it's like a final cut or like a redux version of this game, and there's 2 extra stages. There's one that takes place in a strip club, and there's another stage as well. I can't remember what it's about off the top of my head, but the thing is with the PS3 version of this game, the barrier to entry is much higher because you have to buy the PlayStation Move. I don't know if you guys remember that thing. It looks like a dildo. Nobody really bought it. I don't think it would work as good as the Wii remote, the Wiimote with the light gun that I have here, the perfect shot. So that's a tough sell. That's a tough sell. I would really love to check out those extra stages. It would be really cool to play the game. Was it running 1080p on the PS3? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's only 720p. I don't know. But I think you can't go wrong with the Wii version of this game. It's such a shame. We if we could only get this game remastered for the modern consoles, but we'll get to it at the end of the video. But you're gonna find out something I want to talk about at the end of the video regarding the House of the Dead remake that came out, what was it, a year or 2 ago? Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But yeah, House of the Dead Overkill. Oh my god, the violence, the gratuitous violence, excuse me, the coarse language, the dirty jokes, and the dirty humor. You wouldn't want your kid playing this game. It's crazy to think that Nintendo even allowed this game to be ported, or I shouldn't say ported, developed for the Wii, because this came out on the Wii before the PS3. But yeah, I don't know. You guys can see the video clips here, but yeah, I had a blast. Oh my god. A lot of people would say this is like, shades of Quentin Tarantino. I'd say more Robert Rodriguez. I'd say the music sounds like it's from Pulp Fiction. But as far as the game is concerned and the aesthetic, more of a Robert Rodriguez, I would say. But all that being said, yeah, if you haven't played House of the Dead Overkill, I can't recommend it enough. There's little items in the game as you're moving along, and you only have like a split second to shoot. It's like a little golden brain, and there's like a little green item as well. I don't know what it is, but anyways, when you shoot these items, you can either get more skill points, or if you shoot the orange colored brain, it slows down time, and everything slows down, even the music, even the non-playable characters that are talking to you, their voices slow down. It's just a really cool effect. I really enjoyed that a lot. So yeah, the graphics I thought were really good in the game. I have nothing bad to say about the graphics. The sound and the music in this game is a 10 out of 10. I would love to have this soundtrack. If you could get it on vinyl, it would be awesome. Really good soundtrack. The controls are fantastic. The gameplay is classic. The House of the Dead. Now, apparently there are some, House of the Dead connoisseurs out there that are not actually big on this, how should you say it, entry into the series, spin-off, if you will. But I don't know, I think it's awesome. I think it's friggin' awesome. Unbelievable. If there's anything I could nitpick about this game, and Gaming Off the Grid never talked about it, but there is some hitching. So like when you load your gun, you have to sort of shake the Wiimote. You have to kind of shake it a bit and point it down towards the ground, and you can reload your ammo. I found the game stutters and hitches sometimes when you do that. What else can I nitpick about on this game? There was something else I wanted to complain about as well. It's eclipsed me. I know there was something else I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was when you get your skill points, you can lose skill points in the game as well. If you kill a hostage or you don't save a hostage, you can lose skill points. And the skill points, you need to build them up because at the end of each stage, you can go to the gun shop and you can either upgrade your gun or you can purchase better guns. So I don't know if it's just me. I was never able to upgrade to a better gun. I was able to upgrade my pistol, which is the main firearm you get when you start the game. But I was never able to get like a shotgun or a rifle or any of the other guns. I suck at this game, so that's probably the reason. But I wonder if I go back and play it through a second time, if maybe I can build up those skill points. And I definitely will play this game again, absolutely. The voice acting is so bad, it's good in this game. I just have nothing but good things to say about this. This is one of my most favorite games of all time. 100%. The House of the Dead Overkill. It's just, there's a little bit of a barrier to entry. You have to get a Nintendo Wii, like I said, or a PS3 with the PlayStation Move to play this game. This game was never ported anywhere else. It may have gotten a port to the PC as like a typing of the Dead game. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's it. I wish I could really tell you more about the game, but this is really off the cuff, just my final thoughts, if you will. And I am moving on to this next, The House of the Dead 2 and 3 on the Wii. And I did pick up a Cabela shotgun, as you guys saw in my intro here. So yeah, this was originally bundled with one of the hunting games, if you will. So you can actually, cool thing about this gun is you can fit the nunchuck in here at the bottom, and then you can fit the Wii remote up here, obviously. And you need the nunchuck when you're playing Dead Space Extraction. So I'm curious as to how this gun accessory will work with Dead Space Extraction. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. There's no actual trigger here, so again, you're using the nunchuck. So yeah, pretty cool. There's actually with a couple of variants of this. There's a yellow one, and I think there was a red or an orange one as well. So, yeah, the last thing I wanted to mention was regarding the House of the Dead, the remake that came out on the Xbox Series console and the PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. So specifically with the Nintendo Switch version, you're able to use your Joy-Cons kind of like how you would with the Wiimote, right? You're pointing your Joy-Con at your Nintendo Switch. But unfortunately, and I found out watching a review of it on Gaming Off the Grid's channel, but when you're playing that game, unfortunately, the Nintendo Switch does not have the same capabilities as the Nintendo Wii as far as using this as a light gun, right? Unfortunately, it's just not the same. When you're playing it on the Switch, it's almost like you're playing a first-person shooter with a mouse. Maybe that's a bad example, but so it's like really floaty. It's not the same as using an actual light gun or a Wiimote with a Nintendo Wii. It's just not the same. So it mars House of the Dead remake of being a true light gun experience, unfortunately. And it's really unfortunate because House of the Dead, the original, was not included in this compilation for whatever reason. So really the only way you can play the House of the Dead with a light gun is if you picked it up for the Sega Saturn and played it on a CRT. And even that, while it was good back when it came out, is considered a piss poor port compared to the arcade. So we've never really gotten a proper arcade port. Sega lost the original code for the House of the Dead, so the remake is like redone from the ground up using like Unreal, or maybe it's Unity. So it doesn't really interest me, unfortunately. But this does. This really piques my interest. So I booted this up the other night, but I didn't have a chance to start it. So that's what we're going to do next. But guys, again, I can't stress it enough. If you're not a big fan of the Nintendo Wii, or maybe you're on the fence about maybe picking one up because they're not that expensive, the games for the Wii, the good games, are more expensive than the console itself. But if you bought a Wii and then you just bought nothing but light gun games, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of fun to be had. There's a Mad Dog McGee light gun game out there that you can get. There's another Western out there where you're on a horse. So there's a couple of light gun games out there. I'm going to try to hopefully maybe pick them all up. It's really renewed my interest in this genre. I haven't played these games, these light gun games, in so long. But yeah, the House of the Dead Overkill. It's awesome, guys. It's awesome. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10. Only because of like what I mentioned earlier with the hitching. And it was, at least for me, difficult to upgrade your weapons, but that might just be a me problem. But yeah, other than that, it's a fucking awesome game, pardon my French. And I hope you guys appreciate me using real music from Pulp Fiction at the beginning of the video. I sacrificed my monetization for you guys. Oh my god. So that's it for me. Not really a review, just my sort of final thoughts on the House of the Dead Overkill. And yeah, I'm super excited to jump into this. Give me a reason, give me an excuse to play my Nintendo Wii. So much fun. So anyways, up here in Canada, today was a day off for many. Victoria Day. Fireworks are going to go off tonight. So I think over in the US, you guys celebrate Independence Day on a different day. All the same, if you're out there and you're having a couple of cold ones, just be careful. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And that's going to do it for this video. I guess, one more thing. I picked this up for $5 here, Streak. It's a hoverboard futuristic racer for the PS1. Oh yeah. From the developers of Jet Moto. Anyways, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.
Evil zombie gonna come out from back here?
I don't know.
I feel sick.
Go take a walk back there, Joe. I'll spring